I would go, let's do an honorable mention, Azeez Al-Juri. Edge rusher from the Giants, guy that plays a bunch of different positions, 25 years old, is a really good – he's not like a full-time starter, but a really good edge presence in that rotation of the young guys we got. Azeez Al-Juri, I think, would be a good edge presence for the Denver Broncos.
All right, hold on.
Okay?
Let me ask you about this, because no one has ever talked about outside pass rusher as a need in free agency. You're the first one to bring this up.
You always need pass rushers, and you always need depth at pass rush. So you've got Nick Bonito, right? You've got Cooper. Who is your next kind of guy that's a big-time edge pass rusher there?
Jonah Ellis.
Ellis? Sure. Okay, Jonah's good. So I just think that I think you need – I don't think you can have enough edge guys.
And to your point, I mean, I think this is Bonito's – well, he's going into a contract year, so –
Right.
You know, you don't know if you're going to be able to pony up and keep him around. So, okay.
All right, good one.
Again, that was an edge. That was it. That's an honorable mention.
What's his name again?
Okay. Azeez Al-Juri.
Okay. Johnny Fever says it's Ojulari.
No, Ojulari, yeah.
Oh my
Azeez
God.
Ojulari.
Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
I've done. Hey, listen, man. I've done a bunch of Giants games.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
Listen. Mark is the classic analyst. Okay, he leaves that to the play-by-play guy, and what he does is he's like, let me tell you, I love that 58.
Yeah.
Oh no, Ojulari. That's right, Ojulari. Okay, so Azeez Ojulari.
You weren't even close.
25. Well, I was close. 25 years old, and he can rush the passer. He's not a complete player, but he can rush the passer. He'd be a good rotational player.
Number 5.
So my number 5. Oh, I might get this one wrong too. Talanoa Hufanga.
Oh my God.
Safety, 25-year-old safety out of San Francisco. Dude is like when healthy, and he's had some injury issues, but Hufanga can really play, and that dude is
he's got the hair,
special
right?
Player.
Doesn't he have the long hair? A little bit like Polamalu, kind of flies around. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. But injuries.
Yeah.
Injuries
Now,
is a
Paul, are you trying to get me? Because now you're saying his name wrong.
Troy.
Troy. Okay, good. So I got the all-name team. All right. So that's my number.
So Talanoa Hufanga.
Hufanga. Talanoa Hufanga.
All right. Okay. Undrafted,
Yeah.
actually fifth-round pick, and has gone and has
safety
a pretty
out
good...
of San Francisco.
All right.
25 years old.
Intriguing.
So that would be my number 5. Okay. So my honorable mention was Ojulari, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hit 6. Okay, great. Now I'm going to go to at number 4 my running back position, Kenneth Gainwell, out of Philadelphia.
Evans, why the side?
Kind of underwhelming there.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Got to make your case.
I just he's 26 years old. He's a dual threat running back. He is a guy that you can get like in the third down package stuff, the blitz pickup package stuff. He's a good runner, and I think you're going to find yourself a full-time kind of bell cow guy in the draft. So he is one of those guys that can bring you versatility at the running back position. I'm not asking him to be a starter. I'm asking him to be one of those guys that backs up, one of those guys that is good when your bell cow goes out.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, but you want to have somebody that in case something happens to your rookie that you can feel confident. I mean, the guy is the same size as Jaleel McLaughlin. Philip Lindsay's bigger.
Why don't you go get Slayton? Okay, number 3. Number 3 is Zach Bond. I think is going to be too expensive at the middle linebacker position, and I think Philly's going to find a way to keep him. I'm going Jamin Sherwood from the New York Jets, 25-year-old middle linebacker who could flat run, sideline to sideline. That dude's a highlight reel and really played well for the New York Jets this year. And I think his sky's the limit. I think this guy could come into his own and become a Pro Bowl-type player at the middle linebacker.
Stink, I liked that when I first was looking at options, but he was always listed as an outside linebacker. You think he could be dynamic on the inside?
he's not like your typical outside line. He played inside for the Jets. So he played the middle linebacker position. He flipped around. So he was either the Will or the Sam, but he's an inside linebacker in that.
Jamie and Sherwood?
Yeah, Jamie Sherwood, Jamie Sherwood, whatever.
He just came off a year where he had, check this out, 158 tackles.
Yeah,
so,
he was. I'm telling you, I did that Jets game, and this is where I really got, I got locked into him because, I looked at 3 games, and I'm like, this dude is a freaking machine, and he can run like a deer now. Run like a deer. So,
right.
and I think at 25 years old, he's on the up and coming. All right, number 2, Juwan Johnson, tight end from the New Orleans
we
Saints.
are all on the same page there.
Well, there's not a lot, there's not a lot of great tight ends out there, so.
Yeah, the guy came into the league as a wide receiver. Had I think he had a broken foot for a while. They transitioned to tight end, and he's really worked himself into being a really quality tight end. 28 years old, but I think he's a quality tight end. I still think, even if they draft a guy, you need multiple guys at that position in this league. They don't really have a guy they like or a guy that has really excelled. So I like Juwan Johnson. Then my number one,
Mark, just real quick on Juwan Johnson too. His stats don't, wow you. He had a couple 500-yard seasons, but what you also have to remember, the Saints' offense stinks. They are awful. Yeah. I mean, just terrible. I mean, we saw them last year when we played them, and Spencer Rattler was their quarterback. I mean, they felt like they couldn't complete a forward pass. So, you got to know where he's coming from. So, yeah, I'm with you. I would like that addition.
I like Juwan. And then my number one free agent, neither of you guys had him on your board. Big mistake by you guys. But Milton Williams, defensive tackle, 26 years old from the Philadelphia Eagles. This dude can flat play. I mean, he can flat play. So that would be my number one target.
I get what you're saying, and I looked at defensive tackles as well, but don't you think in a draft where I've seen some draftniks say that there's upwards of 20 defensive tackles in this draft with legitimate starter grades, wouldn't you rather address that? I don't even know if it's a huge need for the Broncos, but if you just want to add depth, wouldn't you want to do that with a draft pick rather than free agent money?
I don't want to add depth. I want to add a starter who's dynamic. So Mike, you're the guy that tells me that the draft's a crapshoot, and have 50% of them don't even work out. Now you're relying on draftniks?
No,
do your homework, Mike. Do your homework. Do your homework.
Listen, I can't argue. You do your film study. It's amazing to me. You live in one of the greatest, busiest, most million things to do at any time city, and you continue to spend your afternoons grinding away on film. It doesn't matter if you're in New York City or Des Moines, Iowa. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know where you are because you just do the same thing.
We did our podcast, right? We ended our podcast at 1:00. I walked back to my apartment. It's about a mile away. Walked back to my apartment, picked up my bride. We talked and did a couple things around the apartment. And then we walked not quite a block, half a block, to a little Italian place we like. We ordered some spaghetti. We had that. We were done lunching at 2:30, back into the apartment at 2:32, and I did not leave the apartment after that. And I watched film yesterday legitimately from about 3:30 in the afternoon till 6:30, and then we put on a movie, and then I watched hoops.
Okay.
That was my day. Basil? Did not leave the apartment. Once 2:30 hit, that's like the bewitching hour for Stink. In the apartment, hunker down.
Man.
Hunker down.
Well, I do notice what I like about your list is that you're all your guys seem to be guys who are in their mid-20s, coming off that first deal with their teams that you think are ready to blossom in their next stop.
Yeah.
That there's another level to where they're going to.
Yeah. part of my Milton Williams is really, really dynamic leverage player, controls the line of scrimmage, has a good pass rush ability, but a really good run defender. And think they're going to move on from DJ Jones.
Keep your strength to strength, right?
Yeah, I think they need a big time player, not a rotational piece, a starter, and that's what he is in Philadelphia. So I think that's the guy to me that makes a lot of. If you're going to spend a lot of money on a free agent, that's a guy I'd spend a lot of money on.